This story begins with a man who endured the profound heartbreak of losing a close friend, who sadly chose to end his own life. As we journey through this narrative, let us keep our hearts open, allowing it to lead us toward deeper reflection on the unseen mysteries and the sacred path we all tread. The story unfolds as follows.
I recently learned that an old friend, Tom, had passed away, and in that moment, a flood of emotions swept over me. It felt impossible to grasp that he was truly gone, especially at such a young age. His passing came so suddenly, like a storm you never see coming. When I was told he had taken his own life, I couldn't comprehend it. How could someone so full of kindness and strength choose such a path? The weight of that news hit me hard, like a tidal wave crashing over my heart, leaving me standing in a deep, aching sadness. We had known each other since middle school, and he was like a brother to me, always having my back. His loss was more than just shocking, it left me questioning so much. What happens to someone's soul when they make such a decision? Different beliefs offer different answers, but none of them gave me the comfort I was seeking. I found myself reaching out to people from various religions, Christianity, Taoism, Buddhism, trying to make sense of it all. Some people told me that those who take their own lives are condemned, suicide is considered a serious sin or can result in negative karma, affecting one's soul in the next life. Others shared different beliefs, that the soul is met with compassion and healing after such a tragic choice. The conflicting views left me torn between grief and hope, unsure of what to believe but longing for peace for my friend's soul. At the funeral, I reconnected with old friends and classmates I hadn't seen in a long time. One of them was Alan, someone I had lost touch with over the years. Despite the sadness of the day, meeting those who shared a bond with my friend Tom brought an unexpected sense of comfort. When everything was over, I returned to my room, feeling the warmth from the heater, but the sadness slowly settled back in. That night, Alan called me, and he began sharing his experience of communicating with the deceased. At first, it seemed strange, almost unreal, but he spoke with such certainty. In my search for understanding the deeper reasons behind his tragic decision, Alan shared a message he received from Tom in the spiritual realm. Tom revealed that the overwhelming pressures he faced, both from his business partner and financial burdens, combined with his existing health challenges, weighed heavily on his soul. It was these struggles that ultimately led him to make the heartbreaking choice to leave this world. When I asked if Tom harbored any anger or thoughts of revenge towards his partner, I was surprised by the response. Alan conveyed that Tom, now seeing life from a higher vantage point, had gained a profound clarity. He understood the ripple effect of his decisions and no longer felt the sting of anger or the desire for vengeance. Instead, he urged us to pray for him, gently reassuring us that all was well in his spirit. Tom's message carried a sense of peace, as if he had transcended the suffering that once consumed him, embracing a broader understanding of his journey. Alan went on to describe how Tom, from his elevated state, could perceive everything from a higher spiritual vantage point. He could observe the thoughts and actions of those still in the physical world, seeing their intentions and the unfolding of events with a deeper understanding. However, while he could witness these moments with clarity, he could not interact physically. His presence was like a silent watcher, able to see and hear, yet unable to touch or alter anything in the material realm. His role now was one of quiet observation, a soul attuned to the divine currents of life but no longer bound by its earthly limitations. I vividly recall the days after Tom's passing. My heart and mind were filled with memories of our time together, reflecting on the moments we shared. As I sat in reflection, something strange happened. The TV suddenly turned on by itself, something it had never done before. I was left both puzzled and stirred, wondering if this was more than just a coincidence. When I later asked about it, he revealed that it was his way of reaching out, using energy to communicate from beyond the veil. It felt mystical, almost beyond comprehension, to think that there are forces at play in this world we don't fully understand. Tom shared that his soul would sometimes return to visit his loved ones, though these visits were fleeting. In time, he explained, his soul would move forward to reincarnate, but the most sacred part of his being, the pure essence, would remain in that higher, eternal dimension. It was as though his soul, like a beam of light, would carry on its journey, yet still leave behind a shimmering presence in the divine realm. The analogy he shared felt profound, likening it to a computer, where the hard drive and CPU are removed, leaving only the core memory behind. He explained that in the higher dimension, time as we know it ceases to exist. He could move effortlessly through past, present, and future, all at once, as if time itself was woven into the fabric of his being. I found myself reflecting on reincarnation, wondering if he would return as himself or as someone new, continuing his soul's journey in another realm. The thought stirred something deep within me. Could this happen to me one day? Though I wasn't fully convinced of the concept, it lingered in my mind, especially since I hadn't had the chance to ask him more about it. He had said that a part of his memory would always linger in that higher dimension. As he entered that sacred space, his essence transformed into a more subtle, inactive energy. Before reincarnating, his soul could still reach out to those he loved, surrounding us with his unseen presence, a gentle whisper in the wind. Yet, when he moved on, that energy would soften, losing its vibrancy and activity, becoming more like a cherished, eternal memory, always there, yet gently tucked away in the divine embrace of the universe. He answered many of my questions with a clarity that touched my soul, especially regarding the complexities of life and its many challenges. From his elevated perspective, everything seemed to flow with a simplicity I had not considered before. He spoke of a greater plan at work, one woven into the fabric of our existence. He reassured me that we need not burden ourselves with fear or anxiety about outcomes, for everything unfolds as it is meant to. He reminded me that solutions often emerge in the most unexpected ways, as if guided by a higher force. It was a gentle reminder that we are part of something far greater, and in that, we can find peace amidst the unknown. After our conversation, a deep sense of relief settled over me, like a gentle wave washing away my doubts. The truth of what he shared no longer felt as important as the way it had transformed my perspective. Since that moment, I found myself no longer consumed by the sadness of his absence but instead turning inward, reflecting on my own emotions. It felt like a soothing balm for my soul, a quiet healing. There was a peace in knowing he was okay, that he had transitioned into another realm. The heavy sorrows surrounding his passing began to fade, replaced by a focus on the beautiful memories we had created together. In the beginning, I was plagued with fear. What happens after death? The uncertainty hovered over me like a shadow. Would I disappear into nothingness? Would I face judgment for my choices? These thoughts often haunted my mind. But after hearing his account from beyond, I felt a sense of liberation, as if the chains of worry had been loosened. I came to understand that worrying was futile. There are solutions to our struggles, even if they remain hidden from our current view, waiting to be revealed in their own time. It was as if a grand tapestry of the universe began to reveal itself to me, intricate and interconnected. With each of us playing a role in a cosmic dance, perhaps we are all here to fulfill a sacred purpose, each contributing to a divine flow that keeps the universe in balance. This new perspective brought me a profound calmness, allowing me to accept the mystery with grace. Later, I was able to confirm with Tom's family certain events that aligned perfectly with the messages Alan had received from the spiritual realm. It was as though the veil between worlds had lifted, revealing truths that connected both sides of existence.
Speak softly, laugh and hold me warm against your heart. I feel your words, the tender trembling moments start.